Ooh. We're on the wrong screen. Wrong screen. Hold up. There we go. Hey, Nuggets, welcome to the food truck. Welcome. Welcome to the food truck after dark. Anyway, it's Mahjong night. It's Mahjong night. My name's Ruka, by the way. Hope everyone's doing well today. We are. Well, it's the bi-weekly, every other weekly Mahjong community thing. If you would like to join in the games, please let me know. Which, by the way, I need to put a message up here. Let me know. At least on YouTube, I can put a message. And Twitch really desperately needs like a pinned message or something. Let me know if you'd like to play. Let's see. Let's see if it actually shows up. Why is my message not actually showing up in my own chat? Oh, there it is. Okay. That's gonna be pinned for YouTube. And then for Twitch, I guess just let me know if you want to play. I'm gonna go ahead and warm up a little bit for now. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and warm up a little bit for now while we get started. Basically, same as every other time we do this. Gonna play, warm up, chat a little bit. Punishment game for me, which is just really an excuse for me to like finish off the little alcohol I have left. I don't really drink actually. I don't drink outside of this stream. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I just don't drink that much in general. But anyway, finally the weekend, at least for me. It has been, I don't know, I feel like this week has been pretty slow. It just feels kind of slow. Don't know what to think too much about it. It's like, I don't know. It's not bad, it's not good, but I guess if nothing happens, I guess that's also a good thing. So yeah, maybe it's not terrible after all. Because it isn't. It wasn't. Nothing bad happened. Though I did find out after work today, one of the things I worked on didn't quite come out like I thought it. Well, it didn't quite come out like it normally would, and it's a little concerning. I just hope it's not something that's gonna bite me in the back, bite me in the butt. Anyway, when I get back on next week. Oh well. It happens, but at the same time, it's like, how did this happen? The question is not the question is not why did it happen. The question is how did it happen, and the how is I thought I was doing everything normally, and you know, it's just weird. It just do be like that. I actually do be like that sometimes. Well, anyway, I've been playing a little bit of Mahjong Soul off stream this past week, which I almost never do. And it's like, okay, it kind of, it was nice to be able to do stuff off stream. I mean, like play a little bit off stream to practice a little bit, but at the same time, it also hurt my it also hurt my ranking a lot. Like I think I was around 300 something, 400 something, adept 2, and I'm down to like super low levels of adept 2. And it's something I had to come to grips with. It's like, wow, bad luck, super bad luck exists sometimes in Mahjong, and the bad luck can go for several games in a row, and when it goes for several games in a row, you start to doubt yourself if you're doing something wrong, or or the universe is aligned against you, multiple things. Because the universe could be aligned against you. It's just a thing in Mahjong that you have to accept sometimes. You try to do everything correctly, and then sometimes the Mahjong gods say, nah, I think we're going to mess with you royally for the next however many games they decide to mess you with. And it's always a thing to to come to grips to, for better or worse. It's a trial. It's a mental trial. It's sometimes a physical trial. But it's just mostly knowing how to deal with defeat. And I feel like sometimes people don't know how to deal with defeat, failure, however you want to call it. Sometimes failure comes with a job, sometimes failure comes with the territory that you decide to be in, or not be in, as some case might be, but let's just say you decide to be in it. There's always going to be failure, and failure is acceptable to a degree. There are certain failures that probably is not acceptable, depending on what you're doing. And so to prevent said failure, you train until you can reliably mitigate that failure, right? At least that's normally how it goes. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Well, no, that's actually not terrible. Them getting the sumo, as cheap as the hand was, allows us to break the curse of held east by someone who probably shouldn't be holding east. Now the ball is in my court. And what the heck do I even do with this hand? I don't even know anymore. I do not know. It looks like utter madness. Yeah, this is okay. This is okay. We can do like a 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8. I've been doing a lot more runs lately in my hands, and I don't normally go for runs. I'm trying to come to grips that sometimes runs are necessary to complete a hand, and then, you know, sometimes you discard multiple tiles that would have actually helped you complete a hand, whether or not you were going for it. It's just the way Mahjong works. You either listen to the tiles or you don't listen to the tiles. You listen to the tiles that come out of the wall, and you start having some superstitions of, should I follow my gut instinct and start going the way that the wall gods have deemed it necessary for me to go? And you know, they'll most of the time will deal you something you can work with. The question is, are you brave enough to totally dismantle the hand that you already have in order to pursue such goals? Kind of like that. You know what? Start breaking some stuff. Let's be a little brave and start breaking some things. Because you never know where this road's gonna go. And I feel like we should probably go this way. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore sometimes. Ooh, west? And then, of course, despite your best efforts, stuff like this happens. And of course, because I'm east, I'm going to be taking most of the damage. Like, what the heck is this? I didn't even get Rond. And I'm already in 4th place. What the heck? I didn't get Rond anytime in this game, did I? No, I don't think I did. Alright. We are gonna have to... Are the Mahjong gods messing with me today? I think the Mahjong gods are messing with me on stream right now. Like they did a couple of days ago on stream. Or was it yesterday? No, it was it wasn't yesterday, it was actually a couple of days ago. Yesterday was Friday, a couple of days ago was Thursday. I streamed Mahjong on Thursday. And here we are, again with Mahjong. Mahjong gods. Do you just not want me to win on stream? Is that what's happening? Because if that's the case, that would be a problem for me. I need to at least get some good practice in and not have to get countered every single time. You know? I would like to get some decent quality practice in. But you're not letting me. I did actually win a couple of games off stream earlier. So it's like I would like to be able to continue that. But if you're not going to let me, then we have a problem. We have a very big problem. I may have to be out for this round. Also, I should probably get rid of the West. We don't need that whatsoever. There is a West in the Dead Wall. And there's also another West in discard, so that's 2 West. I don't even need the West to begin with. Should probably also get rid of this other win that I have. Oh wow. Okay, this magician is really pulling off a bunch of weird hands already. It must be their luck right now, because it just be like that sometimes. It just be like that sometimes. They have luck on their side for this game, and overcoming that luck is going to be a pain in the butt. I'm not sure how we're going to break it, but we're gonna have to break this person's luck. Alright, I think I have a plan, but it's not going to be the best plan. But if I'm gonna pull it off, I have to do this quickly. And also no chi. It involves not calling any tiles, as much as I can help it. I don't think we need to call any tiles anyway. Our hand is pretty good, if I do say so myself. We just need to... hopefully we get what we need. Hopefully we get what we need. What time is it in Asia right now? Japan, 10:16 a.m. So, okay. If it's 10:16 a.m. in Asia, that means we are playing against some really tricky players, because Asia has some really tricky players, especially around this time. Any plans better than no plan, but no plan survives first contact with the enemy. What do you mean no plan survives first contact with the enemy? Like, are you trying to say that whoever strikes first wins kind of situation? Is that kind of what you mean? Because I'm going to assume that's what you mean, but I don't know that's actually what you mean. Also, keep in mind that I am slightly sleepy right now. Not sleepy. I didn't really take not that much of a nap. I maybe napped for about 30... No, a couple hours. Yes! Eat that, magic girl. Oh, I didn't get as much Uridora as I wanted to. That's fine. Hey, you're still in first place. Just give me a second, okay? Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Anyway, Bison, how are you doing today? How was your week? I should be asking people for some small chit chat. How was your week? How's it been? My week has been fairly steady. Not a whole lot going on, but it's like I'm dreading the next week because I noticed something happen. Not something happening, but something I worked on that was a little off. And I don't know if that's going to reflect on me. I always have this fear that whatever I leave to get evaluated by my superiors at work is going to reflect on my quality of work. When apparently the stuff I've been working with has been faulty for the past 4 or 5 months, apparently. Mostly faulty, and I just found out yesterday from a coworker that there is a trick that I haven't been told about, and I was reviewing the data, and it's like, really? I could have saved myself some pain this past couple of times. Been chilling and preparing for the upcoming concert. Oh, the HoloLive concerts. Right. Was HoloLive Day 1 was yesterday, I believe, right? I haven't really been paying attention to it, but I do know it is happening. I do believe the Myth Girls are finally getting their idol, or have finally gotten their idol outfits. I saw Ame yesterday. At least someone screenshotted Ame with her idol outfit, so that's pretty exciting. The no plan survive first contact with enemy generally meant is to have to be good to have a plan, but expect things to go sideways immediately. Yep, yeah. I feel that. I feel that. It's kind of like my personal. How do you say it? It's not really motto, but my personal way of doing things. You can have a plan A. Always have a plan. But always have a plan B. And if plan B doesn't work, make sure you have a plan C. If you don't have plan C, plan D, plan E, and so forth and so forth and so forth. Though you can only plan so much, and at some point you have to improvise. But it helps having like 1 or 2 contingency plans, especially if your initial plan doesn't work the way you expect it to be. And as far as Mahjong is concerned, there is no plan A, plan B. You can have a goal in Mahjong, but the goal is more than likely not gonna be something that you can always get to, because you have no control of what the future is going to look like. Ina has one already. Okay, I didn't see Ina's. I only saw Ame's for some reason. Is the concert publicly viewable? I'm guessing it is if you're saying you were preparing for it. So I wasn't sure if it's something that it's a paid event or it's ticketed, because I know online tickets are a thing. And I think I saw like a waiting room on the HoloLive main channel, but it might just be a commentary room rather than an actual, viewing room is what I wanted to say. It's kind of funny also. Just because you are getting ahead in Mahjong, like this person over here to my right, doesn't mean you're gonna keep you're gonna keep ahead for the rest of the game. Though it's more likely in a east only game. In a full game, east and south, anything can happen. Just because you're ahead now doesn't mean you're gonna keep ahead later. And not a whole lot of people are tossing out the tiles the suits that I need. Now this is interesting. But let's put a stop to that with a sumo, huh? Cheap. But is it enough to get me to first? Yes. Just barely getting to first. Alright, I will take that as a first win tonight. Thank you. Alright, I need to make up all the lost points that I lost this week. All the points I lost this week. So unless there's like people in chat that wants to play, I'm gonna keep going. You have to tell me that you want to play, and before we play, we need like at least 2 people in chat to be able to do a private room. Otherwise, it's just gonna be like a 1v1 plus AI, especially in like a 3-player match, and that's not really great. But at least if it's a 3v1 versus AI, ooh, this is interesting. In a 4-player match, that's a little bit more doable. There's a short free 30-minute video on the HoloLive YouTube live concert with Expo. You can also buy tickets for the live stream to see the concert. I see. Yeah, I wasn't sure how that worked. I do know that the ticketing is a thing. Yeah. Also, I feel like my voice is a little bit not scratchy, a little bit more different than usual. I think it's because of how rested I am. Yeah, I think it's how rested I am. It's kind of funny though. It's kind of funny. The original plan, okay? The original plan, and I'm giving away secrets here, but you know, I don't mind telling anyone who comes by and sees this section of the stream, is that just because I look like this doesn't mean you're gonna get cute fuzzy little boy vibes. That's never been the plan. That has never been the plan, and you know, that's kind of how it is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's basically just me. Mostly just me. Of course, for stream you have to up the energy just a little bit, so you know, get people a little excited. Get yourself excited too. It's a nice thing. Oh, Bison, I forgot to ask you, since you're the only one here that I can see. Who is your Oshi as far as HoloLive goes? Who is your Oshi? Or are you one of those guys who's just a DD? Like your Oshi is everyone kind of thing. I think that's what DD means, right? Your Oshi is everyone. Or you have no Oshi. No, what is DD? Daredemo Daisuki, I love everyone. The heck? Give me my point back. Give me... You won that hand for something so cheap, and my hand was much. My hand is worth so much more. I should have won that. I should have won that. Okay, you can also have the red. We don't want reds here. We don't want red dragons here for this game. Also, it just might be me, but I haven't been really watching a whole lot of streams recently. Even for the people I usually watch, I've been watching many streams recently, so I'm kind of thinking maybe I should do more videos, you know? I made a community post saying I should probably be doing more videos and stream less. That's kind of where it came from. That if I myself am not watching that many streams as much these days, other people probably also aren't watching that many streams these days. So because of that, I probably should be making more videos. And videos always tend to do better anyway. In general, tend to do better anyway. Maybe not so much on this channel. Maybe not so much on this channel, but in general, videos are a little bit easier to watch. And then there's no feeling of obligation of having to, you know, drop by, sit down, or put you on the side and just listen to, which whenever I stream, I just try to make it to be as easily listenable as possible. So if you have me on the background, just listening to me and listening to the shenanigans that's happening, thank you very much. But yeah, that's just kind of the goal, and maybe I should do more of that. It's just I am very lazy when it comes to videos. I hate making videos. So for someone who needs to make more videos and hates making videos, that is a problem. That is a big problem. You know what? Let's go cheap. Hololive in general, Hachama, really? I wouldn't have expected Hachama, to be honest. Hachama, I think the first time when I saw Hachama, I thought Hachama was flat or a loli. That's my initial impression of her. And as soon as she moved her body upwards any bit, that misunderstanding went away very quickly. I did not realize how busty she actually was. I didn't realize how busty she actually was, and it's like, yeah, I haven't been watching her at all ever since she went to, no, maybe not ever since she went to, but ever since her Australia arc. Yeah, I haven't been watching her since her Australia arc. I think she just kind of went so far the deep end that I cannot keep up with her. Mentally, I cannot keep up with her. I think people just got busy with their real lives, so I wouldn't be surprised if people can't watch live streams. Yeah, I mean that's the same thing with me, except you know I'm the streamer in this case. I'm the streamer in this case, so it's like, I might be a streamer, but I also still watch people doing live streams, especially for games that I've already done before. I've been catching myself like watching, or maybe mostly listening to, like we did Edith Finch. What remains of Edith Finch this past week, and then it's a fairly short game, so I was going through several playthroughs of that on the background, just doing other stuff also in the background. And it's kind of interesting. I think I could learn a lot from just my own personal habits and try to apply that on how I do live streams. Of course, everyone's going to be a little bit different on how they do streams in general. So what I do doesn't necessarily mean everyone else is going to be doing it, right? Right. And considering the foot traffic I get in this channel to begin with, I mean, any experiment I do is gonna have very, very little impact unless I make videos. That's just the truth of it. Who is the Mahjong? How is the Mahjonging? The Mahjonging, I got first place last game, so yay for that. Yay for that. So far we're doing good. We don't have any people yet for a room. No one has dropped by yet for that. So yeah, thank you for dropping by, Cooler, for at least watching. I guess for now we'll just consider this as a Zatsudan / training arc. We're basically just talking right now about HoloLive. HoloLive concert apparently is going on right now, or at least, you know, there's a HoloLive Expo. I don't know how many days it is. I think it's like 3 days or something like that. And we were just talking about who our Oshis were. Hachama, we were talking about Hachama for a little bit. Hachama. Speaking of with cooler, do you watch any do you watch any of the other VTubers like corporate VTubers and stuff like that, or any other streamers? Sadly, won't be joining. I already got destroyed in Mahjong twice, so it ain't for me. Well, on stream that's a little bit different. So thank you for being patient with that. By the way, I'm so sorry that you got. Ah, jeez, I hate this. Okay, that's not terrible, but it also hurts a little bit. Also, that also puts me in 4th place. Crap. Hey, you might have gotten destroyed twice, but I got destroyed. I have a screenshot somewhere, but I got destroyed like maybe 7 times this week, off stream and on stream, when I was doing my trading arc. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And I haven't felt that dejected in a very, very long time. Let me tell you about that. If twice is enough to say it ain't for you, man. That's your call. But it's like I got destroyed so badly that, this past week. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, I'm gonna say. Hachama is busty just like all the holoblondes. It's true, actually, that we don't have any flat holoblondes. Iruha is the smallest, but she's got a decent size, right? She's also pretty decent size. Surprisingly decent size. But then again, the Sarashi does squish it quite a bit. Whenever you have someone in a Sarashi, assume they're probably a little bit bigger than they show. At least that's a general feel. Ah, so she invaded your recommendation feed and that's how you got here. I see. Yeah, I can see that happening. The only Hololive member besides Guro who can beat Goku. You know, that's probably true. That's probably true, and she will beat Goku through chemical warfare. I mean, come on. Let's be real here. Chemical warfare is the only thing that can possibly beat Goku, because physical means just do not work whatsoever, right? You feeling me? Physical means do not work, but chemical warfare will. And if you know how Hachima does things, then you know that chemical warfare is going to be very, very effective. Extremely effective. Though she does eat her own creation, so I gotta give her props for that. You know, I gotta give her props for that, and she's not afraid to try things. That's another thing I gotta give her props for. If you're gonna be streaming, right, you have to be able to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. It may take you a while to get there, but eventually you will get there, just kind of like me. Like, normally, I'm a very introverted person. I don't really talk to anyone or just anything whatsoever. But you know, being here in front of you guys, I kind of have an obligation to keep talking. I kind of do. Whether you realize it or not, I kind of have that obligation. I don't dislike it because it does help me too, being able to, you know, just ramble on about random stuff, and you guys tell me about random stuff too that we can just go off on. I think that's how conversation is in general. I think that's just how conversation is general. And what I do find, at least for me, is that when I'm talking to friends, right? If I'm talking to friends, we just go on really, really random tangents. Like, we're talking about one thing, and right in the middle of the topic that we're talking, we immediately switch gears. Super, super fast. No breaks. We just take a hard left or a hard right or hard reverse on whatever topic we're talking about, and then switch gears, and then it just keeps going until we somehow just find a stopping point, and the stopping point could be anywhere. The stopping point could be anywhere that is nowhere related to where we started from. It's kind of funny if you think about it that way. Natural causes, Really? You can't wait, you can't revive anyone with natural causes? Like the Dragon Balls can't do that? That's kind of weird. I didn't think of I didn't realize there was a limitation to that. I thought it was like as long as they're dead, you can bring them back to life. But all the people that have been brought back to life are the people who died in a fight, typically, because those are the people that that the story focuses on. Huh, interesting. That's the actual lore, really. Did they ever say why? I mean, I don't expect Dragon Ball to be deep, but did they ever actually say why? Because I mean, when you think Dragon Ball, you don't think like deep lore. You think people beating each other up and things taking 300 episodes just to finish one fight. Though I guess if I had to nitpick pacing between, if I have to nitpick pacing in a shonen series, I guess Dragon Ball is still a little bit better than One Piece. Oh, Dragon Ball's still a little bit better than One Piece as far as pacing goes, especially the anime. In which case, don't even watch the anime, just read the manga. But even then, it still takes forever and a half. I'm sorry. It must be said. The reason the dragons can't interfere with natural life cycles. I see. So killing someone is not part of the natural life cycle, but dying by natural causes is part of life cycle. I don't really see the difference, to be honest, but if you're already old and you die, I guess from natural causes, I guess that's also a thing. Oh well. Anyway, that's probably too deep for Dragon Ball, so I'm not gonna dwell too much on it. I actually don't. Actually, what was the Dragon Ball I've watched? I haven't really watched much. I think I was like most people back in the day who watched bits and pieces of Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z, also a little bit of the original Dragon Ball, though that wasn't really covered as much. And then there's GT, which for some reason a lot of people don't like, but it's apparently one of the better Dragon Balls because it was actually written better than the main Dragon Ball anime stuff, which is, you know, it just kind of goes to show you what the what the extent of the writing is. Oh, there's also a limit on how many times you get revived, really. Oh wow, this is BS. Oh, that's actually BS, but you know what? Thank you for putting the ball in my court, though if I get sumoed, it's gonna hurt me much more. That's also bad, by the way. Or the person just doesn't want to come back. Oh, you can actually refuse. Interesting. Interesting. There's always... Okay, speaking of Dragon Ball, there's one thing that's always confused me. You know, okay, I get that you can revive them, but what's this whole thing about being able to fight even though you're dead? I know there's a few instances of that. What's the deal with that? I never understood it. It's just like, I know it's like an Asian culture thing at that point where it's like, just because they're dead doesn't mean they can't interact with the living, but they're still fighting even though they're dead. People don't die when they're killed, apparently, over and over again. I don't know, power levels and all that stuff is a weird thing to begin with, and people like to argue so much about that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting any deep conversation when it comes to Dragon Ball, you know? It's just something to talk about. It's just something random to talk about. if you actually get into a deep conversation about Dragon Ball, I actually start to worry about said person, because I really, there's a deepness there? I don't think so, but okay. I'm not dissing you, I'm just literally confused, genuinely confused that there would be anything there. Because the way Dragon Ball is presented, at least the way I see it, is it kind of feels like, you know, old, like really old mythological tales kind of thing. The way it's written, to where a lot of stuff doesn't. Oh, I hate you. I hate this person. That is such a low blow. What the heck? Oh my, how am I supposed? I'm mad. I'm mad. I am very mad. Okay, so I didn't take too much of a hit on my ranking, but so that's okay. Dragon Ball is one of those things where looking too deep into lore is very unnecessary. I know. I get it. I get it. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going because I got nothing else better to do. But we'll keep talking about random stuff. Which off the top of my head, I don't really have anything random to talk about. So I think I exhausted all the randomness from earlier, and now we're at the point where it's like, okay, give me something to work with, because I have nothing. I have nothing. I mean, I think OG Dragon Ball is probably a little bit more interesting in that it actually probably has a better storytelling, I guess, if you want to call it that. Because I don't think it was meant to go further than that, but it did anyway, because Toei is not what it used to be. But here we are. Here we are. I don't know. I feel like they're just barely hanging on with whatever they got left, but you know, I don't even know. I don't look too deeply into it. I just know like little pieces of information and what do you call this? Observation that I see. Yeah. That's basically it. If there's like one thing I go really heavily deeply on, is probably cooking and travel, and that's really as far as I can tell you, my only areas of expertise, and that is it. That is really my only areas of expertise that I can offer at all. And I need to do more of that, but it's like trying to figure out what to talk about regarding those. It's like, don't know. Don't know. I mean, I do need to do more. I do need to do more travel Zatsudans, more cooking. However, when I see other streamers who are able to cook more on a regular basis, I'm kind of like, where's this food going to? Do you have friends? Do you have friends that these foods are going to? Are you eating yourself? Are you the type of person to cook every day regularly anyway? Because I'm not one of those people. I need a lot of preparation. I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Maybe not necessarily for a meal, but at least for a stream, you know. Just cooking random recipes when I don't have the ingredients for it and looking for said ingredients is already difficult enough as it is sometimes. We do not talk about Dragon Ball Evolution. I think we can agree with that, right? We do not talk about Dragon Ball Evolution. Okay, that's a good start, but we need a little bit better here. 48. How's that? How do the points work here? I don't think I've seen 48k. 4.8k. 48k is actually outright killing them, which, you know, I would love to do that. But we're not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. Anyway, I have to keep reminding myself that myself as a streamer, my goal as a streamer is just to provide a hangout spot for people who have some free time. We get to enjoy some games, we get to talk about random stuff, you get to listen to my ramblings, whatever those ramblings might consist of. And I have to, it's a challenge for me to try to figure out what to do. But most of all, it's just an excuse, maybe an excuse to go through my backlog. Actually, no. Funny thing enough is that before I started streaming, I actually did not have a gaming backlog. Can you believe it? Can you believe I did not have a gaming backlog? Because I was one of those people who didn't really follow trends, didn't really explore games too much. I had my favorites and I only stuck with those for like years and years and years. Like I feel like I have a decent collection of console games, but when it comes to like games on the PC, I really don't. And a lot of the games that I like, a lot of people don't maybe cover as much unless you're a video channel, or, you know, a lot of games that people like to stream and or other games that people seem to like, I don't necessarily like them, or at least I don't feel like exploring them. That's just kind of I don't know, that's a me thing. That's definitely a me thing. Like, I'll just put this example right now with what's that thing called? Splatoon. A lot of people like Splatoon. I honestly, I can see where the fun is, it's just not for me. It's not for me. Also, there's a few other things there too, where I have to pay Nintendo to play online to be able to like get the full experience of Splatoon, and I kind of don't want to do that. There's also Breath of the Wild. A lot of people play the heck of Breath of the Wild. They love Breath of the Wild. I can see why. I'm just not a very open world person to begin with. I am not an open world person to begin with. It's why I don't play those kinds of games most of the time. If I feel the urge to play it, then it's because I'm curious about something in it, not because everyone else is doing it, you know? That kind of thing. I think I found a game that I'm gonna probably start streaming, even if the big game becomes niche. That will probably come when you have to looking for things to do. Yeah, it's just honestly, I don't consider myself as a content creator. I recently found this tweet. It is a tweet, and you know, take everything on Twitter with a grain of salt, but it kind of made sense to me. Don't think of yourself as a content creator, because you're not exactly like creating. Well, I don't know. I'm a streamer. First things first, I'm a streamer. I'm not an entertainer. I'm a streamer who just so happens to check some boxes because one, looking like a VTuber. Okay. I look like one. I don't consider myself one. I just happen to be one. That's one thing. The other thing, no 10 really. The other thing is that this is honestly just the way I pass time. At the end of the day, this is just the way I pass time, because if I don't do this, I will just be sitting down watching anime, and that's it. It's a sad life. I don't even go out on a regular basis, so this is one of my ways to interact with people. I really should go out and actually interact with other people, but it's like, I don't have anything in common with most of these people I see. And you know, it's difficult. How do you even start? Yeah, enjoying games on your own time is something I have not started, but realized I am giving up by doing this. However, I can still actually do that because I will probably start doing more videos. Eventually, I will start doing more videos, and with those videos, I will be playing games on my own time. And I will still probably doing the commentating. I'll still be doing the reviewing, that sort of thing when I do said videos. But it's not like I'm streaming it. The stream is for just chilling. There are some games I can stream that's just nice to chill with. Some experiences that might be nice to experience with a chat. But for games that I feel like are near and dear to my heart or would be like super emotional, I think I will start making videos of those. There's one game recently that I saw. It's called Meg's Monster. Corone from Hololive played it. I think it was earlier this week. I saw her play it earlier this week. I just caught a few glimpses of it. I don't know exactly what it's about, though I do know it gets a little emotional. And I think I rather would play that on my own time. But I also want to review it. I want to cover what it's about in a video, because I do want to be able to recommend things I like to other people. That's the main reason why I think I would want to do a video anyway. Anyway, that's a thought. So I'll probably start doing more videos. I'll try not to add more streams as we keep going. I really do want to cut down the number of times and days I stream. Right now I'm like streaming 5 times a week. 5 times a week over 4 days. I want to cut that down as much as possible to like maybe 3 or 4 times. It's 3 or 4 times is still a lot. In the grand scheme of things, over a week, that's still a lot. And I'll be lucky to even get one video out each week. I'll probably be able to only get one video out every 2 or 3 weeks, the way I'm doing things. But it's still something I want to try to do. Because at least that way, when I do a video, it'll cover the parts that are important for me to touch on, so I can actually recommend it to people. That is the goal. That is the goal. So yeah, I've been thinking about it for quite a while, especially now when it feels like streaming viewership has gone down in general, not just here, but I am feeling it here also. But in general, I feel like people are starting to get back to their lives, can't really sit down for streams, that kind of thing. So maybe more videos be a good idea anyway, and it'll be an easier way for me to recommend stuff that I do like. If there's a game I play and I don't quite like it, I'll criticize it. I'll criticize it on video. At least that's the plan. When I'm doing it live, I feel like there's a little bit of sometimes there's a little bit of a pressure, especially if there's people in chat that really, really love it, but you don't want to be too harsh about it, because you don't want to put down something that someone likes. It feels bad. It really does feel bad. And especially the internet that doesn't take that kind of criticism too well, especially these days. Some people understand it, but I feel like most people can't quite handle criticism. So it's just a thing. But I will say though, I have been playing more games, or at least more quite a bit more variety of games since starting streaming, and I do have a backlog of stuff that that I've accumulated since I started streaming. I used to not touch Steam at all. I used to not touch Steam at all because I did not like the idea of having to log into Steam to play the games I want to play. And the whole DRM issue, I never liked that idea. So it took me a really long time to even touch it, and the only reason why I'm touching it because I'm streaming, or you know, found some games I like. And a lot of those games on Steam sometimes don't get into consoles, and I was a huge PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 user back when PlayStation was still good, and now it's Switch is actually pretty good these days, though I think you have more options now with the Steam Deck. And if the Steam Deck came out sooner, then maybe I would have been convinced to get that and you know, play other different stuff on it. But yeah, that's basically the point where I am right now, with just trying to decide what do I want to do, what do I want to get out of this kind of thing. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but before streaming, right? So a lot of people became streamers when COVID happened a few years ago. And before even streaming was never a thing I wanted to do. Streaming was never a thing being a streamer was never a thing I wanted to be. I always wanted to be a vlogger. That's what I want to be, and I hate this person right across me. Please don't hurt me too much. Okay, I'll take 1.5. I always wanted to be a vlogger, and you know, being a vlogger is time consuming. It also requires quite a bit more money than, you know, gaming in general. It also requires a lot of time. Some people quit their jobs to become vloggers, and you know what? Good on them. I could not do that. My vlogging is basically limited to the times I go on vacation, but throughout the years that I went on vacation, I had to like learn how to take pictures and eventually start learning how to do videos. But the last time I tried doing videos, I got too lazy. I got too lazy about making videos, and I just eventually didn't do it. I'm too lazy for my own good, or too lazy. Yeah, I'm just too lazy in general. Just too lazy in general. Hello, Yugi Mimika. Welcome. How are you doing? I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome. Yeah, I've been playing. We're just doing some random chats while playing Mahjong. I don't think we have enough people yet to do a private game with chat yet, but so I'm just doing talking about random stuff. But anyway, yeah, before the whole streaming thing, I wanted to be a vlogger, right? And all the time, money, and effort it takes to make those videos, and just in general, it's like, it's mostly time. It's just mostly time, and I really didn't have that much time to do a lot of that stuff, especially if you don't want to quit your job to pursue vlogging full time. It's you have to wait for vacation days, and vacation days don't always come that easily. Just watching random people stream from Twitch and YouTube. Well, thank you for dropping by. Thank you. I remember there was a time when the Steam Deck came under fire when Nintendo found out it was being used to emulate some of their past and current games. Yeah, isn't that still happening? Isn't that still happening anyway? I think Nintendo is like kind of gave up on that right now, or you know, they can't really legally do anything because Steam, not Steam, but but what do you call this? Valve isn't exactly endorsing modding, but they left it open or something like that. I don't know what the whole stuff is. Vlogging, yeah, it needs more money than streaming. Also, you need a strong connection. Well, no, the thing with vlogging is you don't need a strong connection, right? The thing is you just need a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money, especially because you have to travel. To different places. Connection-wise, not really, unless you are uploading videos on the go. If you're not uploading videos on the go and you like take all your shots, come back home, then you don't have to worry about that kind of thing. But some people have quit their jobs to become vloggers, and that's what they do with their beautiful bodies and whatnot. Oh, you mean that kind of connection? Oh, okay. No, I was thinking internet connection for some reason. No, but yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. But yeah, no, I wanted to become a vlogger. I just wanted to become a chill vlogger. Though my scope would have been very, very narrow. It would have probably been mostly Japan only, and I still kind of want to do that. I know there's more Japan vloggers these days than there used to be, but my focus would be a little bit different from those other vloggers. I'm not gonna tell you because that's my little secret. But hopefully when I am able to go on my trip this year, I can hopefully get some shots while doing my vacationing stuff, and be able to, show you guys something that will be watchable, something that will, I don't know, there's this thing called, what do you call this? There's this thing called living vicariously through someone else. I want you to live vicariously through what I'm doing. It's not going to be the most high energy exciting thing you will ever see, because I'm really bad at that. I'll be honest, I'm really bad at that. I'm more low energy. I want you to have a relaxing time. And if something exciting happens, then we'll get excited for it. But it's not like I'm not here having 110% energy all the time, because that is exhausting. And I am a very very low energy person. I burn energy very, very quickly. And I do not want to burn energy that quickly. Surprisingly, Japan-related stuff is actually pretty popular and sometimes to obscure the possible. Yeah, I mean, Japan content is good in any case, because it's also still a really good place to visit anyway. But just because a lot of people are covering a lot of the popular stuff like Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, which is standard Japan fare. Oh no, this is stuff you can only get in Japan, that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, those do really well. Those are like the really clickbaity Japan videos. If I'm being perfectly honest, it's not bad. It's not bad, but there's a lot of videos on that already, and I kind of want to do something a little bit different, which is probably the problem with me, because I like doing a bunch of niche stuff, and kind of hard to get views sometimes with that, but I don't care too much about that. I have returned with cookies and cream ice cream. Nice, very nice. Well, since ice cream came into the conversation, what's everyone's favorite ice cream? Cookies and cream is pretty nice. I think if we're talking very plain, hopefully it's not gonna hurt me. Okay, I'm not east, but that still hurts. Okay, I'm probably squarely in second, so that's okay. What's everyone's favorite ice cream? I think if we're talking very plain ice creams, or very basic ice cream flavors, I think I like just plain vanilla, actually. Just plain vanilla. But if we're talking a little bit more exotic flavors, I personally like there's mango ice cream, and there is ube ice cream. If no one has ever tried either of those, I'm not sure how easy it would be to find, but if you can find an Asian grocery store near you, if you're in the United States and you can find an Asian grocery store near you, try to see if they have ube flavor or mango flavored ice cream. Those would be my top recommendations. Or you can get also mango flavored ice cream from a Mexican grocery store or some sort of Mexican sweets place. They can do that pretty well. But you're not gonna find ube except in the Asian or Filipino grocery stores, because that's a mostly Filipino flavor. Slurping hot choco. I haven't had hot choco in a very long time. I wish I had some. Plenty of marshmallows, I hope. Plenty of marshmallows, I hope. Unless you're not a marshmallow person. I don't think I've ever seen anyone who's not at least a marshmallow or a whipped cream person when it comes to hot chocolate. But yeah. I think the one time I had like hot chocolate out in a bakery or a cafe. Was it a bakery? I think it was a bakery / cafe. That's what it was. I think it was like a jour. jour is this Korean French bakery. I think they're mostly a chain, and the taste kind of tastes like chain-ish, if that makes any sense. Like there's a certain texture and feel to the breads. But overall it's pretty good. You're gonna get a lot of interesting pastries from there that you might not find anywhere else. So if there's a better local store, or like, and even 99 Ranch is pretty good for their baked goods section. If you have a 99 Ranch. If you don't have a 99 Ranch and no Asian bakery, sadness. But it can't be helped, but sadness. But anyway, in jour they have like hot chocolate as one of their drinks that you can order. You can get tea, varieties of tea, and then you can also get varieties of coffee. Of course, it's a cafe. Hot chocolate. I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm a tea person, but I'm like a very simple tea person. I don't like all the milk, honey, and cream that some people put in their teas. I mean, black tea, you can do that, but in general, I'm a very simple tea person. But hot chocolate, I've never had hot chocolate in a coffee shop until that one time I went there, and let's see what happened there. So yeah, coffee shop, hot chocolate. And it was like one of the best hot chocolates I've ever had. Most of the time when I make hot chocolate for myself, it's just, like a packet and with milk. Because if you can do milk or soy milk, or milk of choice for hot chocolate, even better than just plain water. Plain water and hot chocolate, not great. I'll be perfectly honest. You need a little richness to your hot chocolate. But yeah, when I got the hot chocolate from that place, it was very creamy, very rich, and also had a little bit of whipped cream foam, which is not something I was used to, but it was also very good. So it's like, yay, very nice. Hot chocolate is nice, especially in a cold day. It's only good in a cold day. Well, I say it's only good in a cold day, but it's best on a cold day. Also, the cats, welcome. Yeah, we start Mahjong on Saturday an hour earlier than right now. Also, I don't know where you live, the cats, but we are in a what do you call this? We went into DST like I think this week. Was daylight savings? Yeah, we went to daylight savings time this week, and I made a rant video about that, or at least kind of sort of a rant. It wasn't really as ranty as it could have been, but it was essentially a rant. So yeah, if you haven't seen the video, it's basically a clip from a stream. So yeah, it's there. It's there in the video section. But yeah, hot chocolate. I haven't had it in a while, but the hot chocolate I had from that bakery / coffee shop was great. And ever since then, if I can get hot chocolate from a bakery or coffee shop, I will always try to get it just to see how they do it, because Some places not so great. Like it's a little bit light, and then some places it's a little too rich. Like I don't know what they add in there, but they like maybe add like a million pumps of chocolate flavor. I used to work in a coffee shop. Well, I say I used to work in a coffee shop, but it was more actually like a volunteer thing. There was this hospital, okay? There was this hospital that had a coffee cart at their bottom floor, and I used to volunteer for that when I was still in school. And I actually learned how to make Starbucks coffee. I learned how to make Starbucks coffee and like all the other stuff there. Most of the time they didn't allow me to make drinks, but for the few times they did allow me to, I think I did okay. I think I did okay, so yay. So yay for that. That was kind of interesting. At first I couldn't take the smell of coffee though. It made me really dizzy. I did not like it whatsoever. Eventually I got used to it as you get used to most things, but yeah, it was very strong. It was very strong, and after a while you have to like dump the coffee out because it's not fresh anymore. And I didn't think about it at the time, but now that I think about it, it's kind of wasteful. And I do think crap. I walked into that one. I walked into that one. Oof. Please not fourth. Ah, crap. Oh, it's still East 4. I think I can that's gonna be hard to recover. Yeah, I should have gotten rid of that sooner. That's my bad. That is my bad. Also, with one person out, that doesn't make it easy over here. But let's see, where was I going with that? Hot chocolate. So we went to volunteering, hot chocolate, and then we were talking about vlogging. Let's talk about vlogging for a little bit, unless you guys have something else you want to talk about. I'll give you a prompt right now. Prompt is, what is your favorite drink? Or what's your favorite ice cream? Let's go with either of those. And then we'll go from there. But I'm gonna talk about vlogging for a little bit, and then vlogging in Japan, and then and then if there's something that catches my eye, then we'll tangent off that. But yeah, the whole vlogging thing, I was gonna focus mainly on Japan because it's a place I'd like to go to a lot. My first time going to Japan was, I'm not gonna tell you any years, but if you've seen my pictures, then you may have gotten clues here and there of like when I went, because I don't want to tell you when I went, because that kind of exposes also how old I am. I mean, it's not a secret, okay? It's not a secret that I'm probably not that young, I guess. Maybe. Who knows? It's probably not a secret, but I don't want to talk about it yet. Eventually maybe, but not yet. In any case, where was I going with that? What was it going with? I got sidetracked by my own sidetrack. Let me get some water. That might help a little bit. In any case, I've been to Japan, I think a total of, let's see, 1, 2, let's ponder. I want to say, no, it's 4 times. 4 times. It's actually 4 times. So I've been to Japan 4 times now. Hopefully the fifth time when I go this year, later this year. And I don't know. It's just a place I'd like to keep going to, and yeah, I did the whole touristy stuff for a couple of times. Go to Tokyo. I mean, you always end up in Tokyo anyway. Most people will end up in Tokyo I think you can fly into Osaka. I think you can fly into Fukuoka, but mostly you're gonna be in Tokyo. But you're gonna be mostly in Tokyo. So you can't really say you're traveling to Tokyo unless you're actually spending most of your time in Tokyo. That's my take on it anyway. That's my take on it. But in any case, it's just a place I'd like to keep going to. And yeah, we did the whole touristy things for a few times. Stayed in, I think the first time I went there, I may have told the story before, but I don't think I'm not sure if I explained it a lot. Crap, this is gonna hurt. Maybe I'll skip the alcohol today because I want to be sober when I talk about stuff. I want to be sober. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. I want to be sober when I talk about stuff today. maybe okay. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll take the rain check on the punishment on the punishment drink at the end of the stream. So I'm just gonna tally that for now. One tally for the drinking, and then if I can't think of anything else to talk about, then I'll start taking shots. I'll start taking shots of however much I owe. But right now I owe one. I owe one for now. Anyway, what was I gonna talk about? But yeah, first time I went to Japan. I think I mentioned some details of this before, but you know, yeah, I guess it doesn't hurt to say again, because I just don't like repeating myself too much, because I feel like people will get tired about listening about it. But I guess if you haven't been here before, you haven't heard it before, so there is that too. Anyway, first time I went to Japan was actually a very rushed trip. I had a plan of what I wanted to see. Had some advice of how to plan a trip to Japan, but I severely underestimated the time that it takes to go from one place or another, and like, you know, just general energy you need to keep going to multiple places in a very short amount of time. I think they call that bullet traveling. Like that's an actual Japanese term, bullet traveling. There's also bullet climbing, where you basically, what it just means is you go to a lot of places in a very short amount of time for bullet traveling, and then for bullet climbing you try to climb a really tall mountain in a very short amount of time without taking rests in between, and that's actually really bad because oxygen deprivation and whatnot, but that's another topic for another time. Let's see what else. But yeah, I didn't really plan as well as I did the first time. I think it was like a short, not even 2 weeks. It was like 12 days. 12 days, and you lose like 2 days just traveling back and forth. If you're coming from Europe or North America, or the Western Hemisphere, or Europe, I guess, / Africa, that's those sides of the world. If you're not in Asia, I think that's clear. If you're not in Asia already, you lose a day to travel. Even if it's not too bad, but it still hurts. That's not how I wanted to open this game with. That's not how I wanted to open the game with. Anyway, when unless you're in Asia itself, I don't think it's I mean, even if you're in Asia itself, you probably lose kind of sort of a day to travel. But at least if you're in Asia itself, you don't lose as much time as, you know, trying to travel across the international date line or across, you know, Europe to get to Japan. Because if you're not aware, traveling from, let's just say, the United States to Japan, it's like a solid 12 to 14 hours depending on where you're coming from. And that's a long trip. I'm not talking just a trip from whatever city you're flying from to Japan. It could also include, you know, some stops before you get to the international airport, um, to before you actually go on your direct flight to Japan. Like, I think just going to Japan from the West Coast takes about 9 to 10 hours. I want to say, if you're like farther than that, it takes like maybe an average of 13 hours going that way. And it sounds like a long time, and it kind of is a long time. You have to deal with time changes and whatnot. Though, surprisingly enough, just going over there, I don't think the time change affects me too badly. It doesn't affect me too badly. Coming back, that's when it hits. That's when it sucks. A lot. That's when it sucks a lot. But in any case, yeah, the first time was like about, I want to say 12 days. I would have to double check my stuff. And I went to a lot more places than I was supposed to be able to go to in those 12 days. And I kind of rushed it. Like, there was this one place I wanted to go to that's like a cave, like north of Tokyo, and was like at least a 1.5 to 2 hour trip one way. Which at the time I didn't really think too much, because my thought was, okay, I know I have to get to this city, hit this bus as soon as I get there, because apparently the way the transportation system works, it connects really well in that sense. Like, if once you get to your station, there's usually a bus there to go to wherever you need to go to, like, pretty quickly. It's kind of funny. So that's how it is most of the time. Not always, but most of the time it's kind of that way. And then from there, it's another hour maybe to the cave I was wanting to go to, and it's like, it was an okay trip. It was definitely a culture shock as far as how some natural, well, no, I won't say natural. I think the cave was more of a tourist trap. It felt like a tourist trap compared to how caves of national parks in the U.S. are. That's what it felt like anyway. That's what it felt like. I'll go into that some other time, because that's not the point. That's not the point of this story. But yeah, there was a cave I wanted to go to, which was a day trip essentially, but it felt like really tired at the end of it. I forgot what I did at the end of that day. I think I just, what did I do? What time did I get back? I think it was near night. I don't think I met with anyone, but I had to get ready for to get out of town to go to the next place, which was from Tokyo to Hiroshima. Hiroshima, I think, was mainly just a stopover before getting to Kyoto. Kyoto was the other place I was going to go to. And when I got to Hiroshima, I wasn't really expecting anything except like the stopover, see the memorial while I was there. For the short time I was there, I didn't really think about exploring the city. At the time, I just wanted to like see a bunch of stuff in a really short amount of time. I wasn't really thinking about exploring. These days, I'm more about exploring, which is actually a better way to travel if you want my personal opinion about that. What are these people doing with their sumos? That just hurts. That just hurts. And I just get hurt indirectly. Good lord, these people. And I have no... so difficult to defend against a sumo. There's no way to defend against it. Ouch. But anyway, Hiroshima was interesting. I was only there for one day. It was just basically an overnight stay. And I wasn't expecting anything when I got there, but when I got there, apparently there was a a festival happening, um, and it was the Peace Festival. It was the Hiroshima Peace Festival where they commemorate the I guess the bombing, right? There was a bombing that happened in Hiroshima. Um, it's just a fact of history, and you know, it's gonna happen. Have a hard time with people zooming too. Hello, Miko, welcome. Welcome. Yeah, in general, you just have a hard time with people zooming because there's no way to defend against it. If it happens, it happens. But yeah, Hiroshima was interesting. I didn't realize there was a festival happening that day. The place I was staying at, which was a hostel, by the way, and hostels in Japan are actually pretty nice. It's nice on a budget, not the most comfortable place, but it'll do. Like if you're really on a really tight budget, hostels are a nice place to stay at. And I think you can get private rooms, but they're super cheap too. I think they were around 3 to 4,000 yen per night. I think they're still kind of around that same area, though there's a little bit of inflation going on. So it might be a teeny tiny bit higher than that by about 500 yen, so about $5 more. But it's still a very economical way to travel and, well, at least lodging when you travel to Japan. But anyway, I stayed at the hostel, and they told me that there was a festival going on at Peace Street. Peace Street Heiwadori is where there was a bunch of stuff happening. There were a bunch of food stalls. I didn't get any food there, if I remember correctly. I didn't think about it at the time, and I was kind of being a little bit cheap with my money. It was my first time in Japan, and I thought you had to. And the only way I knew how to exchange money was to exchange it with the bank tellers and stuff like that, the money exchangers, which is not the way I recommend doing it. If you have a debit card, I recommend using the ATM in the 7-Elevens. That's the best way to exchange your money into Japanese yen, because the exchange rates are better with that one, and they don't take any fees except for maybe like $3 worth just for the ATM, and that's infinitely better than whatever percentage the money exchangers will ask from you. Infinitely better. But anyway, Heiwadori was the street. There was a bunch of I think I don't know if it was like local schools or performance groups. I think there were a lot of schools there too that were like doing a bunch of dances. They had floats going on. I want to say they're like mostly traditional dances, like the taiko stuff and such. So it was a very, very busy place. Very, very busy even for that time. But it was like mostly locals, I feel like. And I think even now, Hiroshima is really not that huge of a destination for tourists in general. I mean, they do get their fair share of international tourists, but it's not like a hotspot like, you know, Osaka or Tokyo or Kyoto especially. Hiroshima is kind of like, it's there, but not a whole lot of people visit, and I would still recommend a lot of people visit it because you're not just there for Hiroshima. There's another island nearby called Miyajima. That's really nice to visit. They have a lot of things to see, a lot of things to do. I didn't get to do that the first time I went to Hiroshima. I did the second time though. Yeah, Hiroshima's nice. Hiroshima's the best way I can describe Hiroshima is, for me, my first thoughts of Hiroshima, especially after I went there the second time and had a longer stay of about, I want to say about 5 days. I stayed a longer 5 days there the second time around. It is a medium-sized town that feels like a small town. Very nice and cozy. If you like that kind of feeling and don't really like the hustle and bustle of the big cities, especially Tokyo, it's just a nice place to chill. You get an Airbnb over there, or a hostel or a hotel that has a really nice facilities. But I recommend Airbnb for Hiroshima specifically. Hiroshima is a home away from home, a very nice, chill place to be at. At least for me. At least for me. Hiroshima itself, I feel like doesn't really have much. And but here's the big but. Um, the main attractions in Hiroshima itself, and it's also a lot where a lot of people, a lot of locals, seem to gather, is the Peace Memorial. The Peace Memorial has the atomic bomb dome. The atomic bomb dome, in particular, is a building that is still left standing, although be it mostly destroyed for obvious reasons. But they keep it there as a memorial. What the heck? Oh, that's just unfair. That's just unfair. Not fourth, at least. I'll take it. But anyway, a lot of place. Hiroshima. Let's see what else. Yeah, this is not a good week. This is not a good. This is not a good week. I'm gonna go one more. I think we have like 2 people that can play around, but let me go one more so I can finish this story, and then we'll see if we can open up a room with chat. So, anyway, anyway. So as far as Hiroshima is concerned, the main meeting spot for a lot of people, because it's easily it's easy to see. It's very accessible for most parts of the city. Is the atomic bomb dome, which is I guess an administration building at the time, and then they keep it as a memorial. It's very heavily guarded, not by people, but by a bunch of lasers and alarms. Very heavily guarded that way, and there's steep penalties for breaking that, and it has paid off because there's no graffiti whatsoever on it. Graffiti does exist in Japan. I think I mostly only see it in parts of Tokyo. Maybe Osaka, but I haven't been around Osaka as much to comment on that. So, but I know there's some graffiti in Tokyo. It's not very prominent though. It's not very prominent. But anyway, that is like the one of the main places you meet up people, because it's very easy to see. And then right next to it, right next to it, there's like a canal. And the canal is just really nice place to chill out and hang out. The Peace Park itself, which is right next to the dome, is very calming, very peaceful, despite the obvious destruction that you can see right there. At least for me, it was. I don't know how locals see it, but it's a nice place to just chill. And if you want a little bit more excitement, there is a shopping district right next to the dome and the park. It's like it's just kind of like juxtaposed to each other. It's like, here's the park, here's the memorial, and then here's the shopping district, which honestly doesn't get too busy, at least the times I was over there. Maybe it was a weekday, and then it wasn't a weekend. Maybe that's why it wasn't so busy. But if you're trying to look for something, you can go there. And in that shopping district, there's a lot of places to visit. There's arcades. There's actual places to just window shop. My favorite place over there would be the okonomiyaki area. There's a building that is dedicated just for okonomiyaki. And if you know anything about okonomiyaki, you probably have seen it mainly in like anything related to Osaka. However, Hiroshima has their own version of okonomiyaki, which I vastly prefer over the Osakan version. The Osaka version of okonomiyaki, and I've made both okonomiyakis on stream before, it's just so I think the best way to describe it, if you haven't seen it before, it's kind of like a pan grilled pizza. I guess is the best way to describe it. It's nothing like pizza, but there is a lot of batter involved. There's also a lot of filling, a lot of fillers involved, mainly cabbage. Cabbage and batter, those are the main 2 ingredients. And then you fill it with however much stuff, ingredients you want. And mostly bacon, sometimes seafood bits. I don't think I've seen beef in it. Beef is a little tough. You want a little bit more tender meat when you do okonomiyaki. But that kind of thing. A lot of people like put cheese and kimchi also on top. But for the Osaka version, that's mainly all mixed up in a bowl, and then you just cook it that way. For the Hiroshima version, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more stepwise. You make a little crepe first, and then you cook a bunch of ingredients separately, and then you all layer it into this one giant tower. So it's more towery than the Osaka version, which is more disc and short like. The Hiroshima version is probably, if once you get down to it, maybe about as tall as half a shot glass, or maybe as tall as a shot glass, depending on how much stuff is on there. But it's my favorite version. It's also very filling, so don't eat anything before then if you ever do have it. I made the mistake a couple of times, thinking, oh, this is gonna be a small thing. How big can this thing actually be? It is gigantic. It is gigantic, but it's also very delicious. And if you know anything about Japan, you're kind of expected to eat whatever you are served. There is no such thing as takeout, so keep that in mind. If you have a small stomach, eat slowly if you have to. If you have to leave leftovers, don't leave a whole lot. It is not it's not good manners as far as a restaurant. What do you call it? It's not good manners as far as restaurant culture is concerned over there. So just a little tidbit, just a little tidbit. But yeah, that's my favorite place as far as that shopping district is. It's also a place a lot of people go to anyway. It's good for lunch and dinner. They don't do breakfast, but lunch and dinner very filling. Let's see what else. Hiroshima also, I think, also has they have a museum just like any decently sized city, which is nice. There's a garden called Kenroken, which is a nice what's the word? It's a very nice green walking garden kind of area. It's really not, honestly though. Can you bring the leftovers? No, you can't bring leftovers. That I don't think that's a thing. They might start. I think I've heard like something sort of. They might start doing that, but it hasn't been a thing. It hasn't been a thing at least since the last time I went there in 2019, before the whole pandemic kind of blew up. Yeah, you can. I mean, there is a takeout culture, but most places like that don't do takeout. It's kind of like it's a sit-down restaurant. You order, you eat what's in front of you. So yeah, just make sure you come with a very empty stomach. A very empty stomach, because it's very filling because of all the how bulky the ingredients can be. And I think in general if you're traveling with someone, sharing really isn't a thing, but you can share. The thing is, most of the time when you're in a restaurant, each person has to order something. So you have to order something, and the other person has to order something. They can order anything. If they only have to order a drink, then let them order a drink. You order the main thing, and then you can split between the two of you. You can do it that way too. So that's a viable strategy if one or both of you have particularly small stomachs. And if one of you is an empty black hole, then that's also okay. They can eat your leftovers. I had to eat my travel partner's leftovers when I traveled. Thank you for that. But yeah, it's yeah, just Japan tips as far as food goes. You know, at least you know if you go to like a sushi restaurant, you order as much as you can eat, and then you can stop there. But for like for those kinds of places where you get a set size for food, you have to be a little bit more careful, especially if you're not used to eating a whole lot. And you would think that just because it's Asia or Japan, you would think that the serving sizes are small. Kind of, yes. Kind of, yes, but they're not that small, and also they have a lot of rice. The meals have a lot of rice. More rice than you're probably ever thought possible to eat in any setting. In most cases, I eat like maybe half a cup of rice, which is about 150 grams. Yeah, most of the time I just eat like 150 grams of rice. Is probably like half a cup of rice in most cases. And that's usually my limit for the day. I don't eat more than that because I'm just not a huge rice eater. But I know Asians in general eat a lot of rice. Me, despite being Asian, I don't eat that much rice, but I like noodles more. I can eat noodles all day. I don't care. Rice, not as much. I don't know why. Though sometimes, depending on the meal, I will maybe eat more rice than normal because, you know, a very saucy meal demands a lot of rice, right? Like if you're ordering some Chinese food, typically they're very saucy, so you need a lot of rice with that. But as far as Filipinos are concerned, rice goes with every meal, but you know, you can adjust how much rice you want to eat. So that's one thing. But in Japan though, like again, also Japan, rice goes with most meals. I think I've seen rice with, well, sushi is rice. Then there's the sashimi don. I don't think that sashimi. They don't call it sashimi don. What do they call it? Chiraishu, something like that. Anyway, it's like fish on top of rice. Like just kind of think of like one big sushi in a bowl kind of thing. It's not poke. It's not poke. But you can kind of think of it similar like poke if you want to think of it that way. Let's see. It's not that I'm good. It's not that I'm not good with rice. I'm not good with eating a lot of rice. Like when I say a lot of rice, imagine a small bowl. Imagine a small bowl where you would normally have rice. Like there's specific rice bowls, right? It is at least that big. It is at least that big, and that might not seem like a whole lot, but if you sometimes you have like 2 rice bowl sized servings in a meal, that is a lot already for one sitting. At least for me, it's a lot for one sitting. But in any case, yeah. Where was I going with that? Where was I going with that? I feel like I'm going to tangents. I'm forgetting the main mission with my story. But anyway, I enjoy it. Yeah, just random tips there. But you will be eating a whole lot of rice, especially if you get the ekibens. Ekibens are these train station bentos that you can get. A little on the expensive side, but it's worth trying a couple of times. I mean, they mostly come in different sets, different types of arrangements. One of these days, when I decide to do another Japan talk stream, just specifically, I'll show it to you. But yeah, especially those ones, they tend to have a lot of rice and not a whole lot of other stuff in there. And then onigiri is mainly rice anyway, and if you're traveling in Japan, you're going to be eating a lot of onigiri, maybe. But at least with onigiri, you can like pack like a few and you eat them at your own pace, you know? If you're not like a restaurant just munching down a bunch of rice with some stuff. Tendon is tempura with rice. Typically tempura with rice because it's kind of oily. You also have stuff that you dip it in. There's just a bunch of stuff, right? There's just a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of rice dishes. It's a bunch of rice dishes. I think there's rarely a meal that goes without rice, except for maybe sukiyaki, ramen. Actually, no, with ramen, it. I've seen this a few times, and it confused the heck out of me the first time I saw it, which was I think in my last trip. Yeah, don stuff. Don. I think it just means is like rice bowls, and then whatever you put on top of it, that it becomes that kind of don. But with ramen, it threw me off the first time I saw this, but there's this one ramen shop I went to in Nakano Broadway. I feel like it was. At least that's when I first noticed it. Nakano Broadway, if you don't know where that is, that's in Tokyo, and it is basically an older retro otaku area. You know, there's Akihabara. Everyone knows what Akihabara is, but Nakano Broadway is the other otaku place that you should definitely visit if you're ever in Tokyo. That way you can get a feel for both places, and you might actually have a preference on which one you go to. Nakano Broadway is not quite as it doesn't quite have the updated stuff that Akiba probably has, but it definitely has a lot more. I feel like a lot more secondhand stuff that you can browse through. Also, it's a very neat place to go through. It also has the one at the bottom floor of it, the ice cream shop that you can get a soft serve ice cream that's like 8 scoops tall. I think it's at least 8 scoops tall, and it gets featured a lot on Japanese TV and stuff. They have a bunch of pictures about that. Be careful with that though. If it tips over, they will not refund you. You have to get another one. So be careful with that. Especially, it melts really fast on a hot day. But even all the way down there, it still melts pretty fast. So just be careful. Anyway, Nakano Broadway ramen, rice. There was a ramen shop I went over there. It was an okay ramen shop. Nothing to write home about. But at the end of the meal, I saw some people ask for rice to go with their broth. Normally, if you finish off a bowl of ramen, you can ask for an extra set of noodles, kaidama. You can actually ask for an extra set of noodles, and then you put that in your broth and keep eating the noodles and the broth, and you're okay. You don't have to finish the broth in a ramen shop. You honestly don't have to. Those are the one of few things you can like not do. But if you're a broth addict, because that's where the soul of the ramen is, then you can certainly do that. You can drink the broth directly, add more noodles to it, whatnot. But the thing here is that I'm in Furi 10. Okay. The thing here is that for that particular shop, some people were asking for rice to put in their ramen, which I don't think I've ever seen before. So it's like, huh. I mean, it makes sense, but I've never actually tried it before. So it's like, okay, let's give it a try and see how it goes. I tried it. It was okay. Maybe the broth wasn't that great, but it was an okay way to end the meal. But now, if you have like a really thick broth from a ramen shop, and they offer rice, I think that would be the best time to do that. I know there's one shop in Austin. Now we're going back to the States for this one. There's one shop in Austin, very famous ramen shop in Austin called Tatsuya Ramen. Heavily recommend going over there if you're a ramen fan. It is the closest quality ramen you will get. It's the closest ramen you will get to Tokyo outside of Japan. But their broth is very thick. Well, I mean, most of their broth is pretty thick. And if you get their sukemen especially, that is extra thick. You can, however, take the broth home if you so choose from that place. And what I used to do when I still lived over there was take the broth home, put some rice in it, and it was extra good. So if you find a place in Japan also that has extra thick broth and they offer rice as a way to finish off your broth, you try it. I beg you, try it. it's probably gonna be different from what you expect. Like, normally noodles are the thing, and I am a noodle addict. But try the rice and see if you like it. Who knows, you might like it. Yeah, broth addict, that's also me. That's also me. But yeah, I think that's as far as rice is concerned, there's that. Anyway, back to Hiroshima. I think I went on way tangent and like zigzagged everywhere. But back to Hiroshima. So there's a few places, the dome, the Okonomiyaki place. Just strolling around the city is nice. And also, most people don't think about this when they visit Japan in general, but just strolling around these train stations. Just strolling around the train stations is a thing that you can do, and highly recommend trying. Especially in Kyoto Station. Kyoto Station is particularly prominent about this. You'll probably see it when you visit, but Kyoto Station is like gigantic vertically. I say gigantic vertically because it is gigantic vertically. I think it's like at least, oh, how many floors is it? It's at least 13 floors high. At least 13 floors high, and then maybe 8 more. Plus, it has a really interesting architecture at the top, where there's a bunch of metal panels. I think it's metal panels. I would have to look at my pictures again. I can't access them right now, but it looks like metal panels for the most part, and it just looks very aesthetic. And there's also a lot of places to explore. There's a bunch of shops. There's a bunch of restaurants at the train station. You might not think of a train station as a place to explore, but try it if it's a big train station, especially in a decently sized city. Tokyo has a bunch of train stations, major train stations that you can check out. Shinjuku is the most infamous one. Lots of shops underground, lots of places to check out underground. Kyoto Station's another good one. Hiroshima Station's not terrible. It's smaller, but it's not. It's a place that you can also explore. Just major cities in general with the train stations. Try exploring those. Those are nice. But even outside of Hiroshima, I mean, like even within Hiroshima, there's like smaller areas that tourists typically don't go to just because there's no need to, like grocery stores. Whoever thinks to go to a grocery store when they're out traveling, much less even in Japan. No one thinks about it. But when I was in the Airbnb, we kind of had to go to a grocery store anyway to... Oh, I killed that person. I killed that person. And I got second place. That's good. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. I'll take it. I'll take it. But yeah, grocery stores, if you're ever in Japan and you're staying in in like a city for an extended period of time, like let's say at least maybe 3 to 5 days, well, at least 3 days or more. Try checking out grocery stores, see what you can get, see what you can buy. It's a very interesting place, and you might be able to find some stuff there that you would not have thought about getting. Like most people will go to convenience stores, right? Because that's what people will tell you to go to. Go to the convenience stores, grab this, and this at the convenience stores. Yes, do that. However, it is a convenience store, so it will be a little bit more expensive than a local grocery store. They're generally the same price for some things, but in general, if you can find a grocery store, it's better to go there for snacks, deli stuff, food. If you have a kitchen in your Airbnb, get something from there. Get something from the local markets. Like, how neat would it be to make a small meal in Japan while you're traveling? Like, yeah, it's nice to go to restaurants. That's also that's also kind of expensive if you think about it. In general, when you eat out anyway, that's expensive anyway. So yeah. Okay, I think we're almost out of time, but I do want to get one game with chat, so let me open up a room. We'll do one game. And oh, Battle of Darkness. Wait, which one's Battle of Darkness? Is Battle of Darkness is not the Akagi one. That's another one. Okay, let's do a fun one. Let's do Battle of Asura. I like Battle of Asura. Okay, so here's the link. Here is your link if you want to do this. If you want to play with me, we need at least 2 people. Even if we get 1 person, it doesn't matter right now. We'll take anyone. And if you are wanting to join through mobile, make sure you enter the room number. If you're not doing it through the link. My gosh, Miko. Holy crap, that is a nice skin. Okay, now you're just showing off. Now you're just showing off with the live 2D. What the heck? Okay, fine. You know what? Fine. Let's go with the gamer rage. Also, Miko is being very lewd today. What the heck? You're more lewd than that. Okay. I guess we don't have a 4th person. I'll just put an AI in here. Yeah, each AMA troll is so strong, but I'm not gonna do. For the player rooms. We're not gonna do it. I do the trolling in ranked matches. Okay, that's where the trolling happens, not here. I'll attempt to keep talking about the story as we go, but I might be a little bit distracted with playing against you guys. I might have to. Okay. I do miss just talking about Japan related stuff, any travel related stuff. So I need to put that back into the schedule, but it's like I think it's just better if I just do it randomly as we do things. Oh, Discord blocks them? Yeah, I mean, okay, Miko, as far as Discord goes, you just need to have the channel enabled to take NSFW. And it won't do that. And then it won't do that. I mean, Mahjong can be lewd, right? If you've ever seen Saki, Mahjong can be very lewd. I enjoy Saki. I enjoy Saki Side B more than I do the regular show, but you know, it's Saki Side B. Saki Side B is just good. It's good. Let's see, but yeah, first trip. But yeah, I only spent like 1 day in Hiroshima, and the first time, and I kind of wish I spent longer. But I did make up for it the second time I went there, and I stayed in Hiroshima for 5 days. The second time, because there's not just Hiroshima, there's also Miyajima nearby, which is really nice to visit. We'll talk about more of that some other time. But yeah, I mean, most people should visit Hiroshima at least once, if not for the historical context, at least, you know, just another quieter town to visit that's nearby, actually. The bigger towns that you might know about, like Tokyo and Kyoto and Osaka. Actually, it's not that far. Actually, no, I think it's past. I do think Hiroshima is past. What do you call this? Kyoto. It's farther than Kyoto, but it still has a lot to offer. I feel like it has a lot to offer because there's a bunch of stuff nearby. Also, tip: if you go to Hiroshima, you can get to Rabbit Island. Huh? Rabbit Island. If you like rabbits or you like animals in general, Rabbit Island's a very nice place to visit. You can't really touch the rabbits, at least it's not recommended, but the rabbits are everywhere. They're everywhere. So yeah. Okay, now I don't have to play for this round. Have I seen the new Kaguya skin? I actually have not seen the new Kaguya skin. Which one is the new Kaguya skin? And when you say Kaguya, are you talking about the Love is War Kaguya or another Kaguya? Because I don't know which Kaguya we're talking about. But I just recommend Hiroshima in general to visit. And then when I went to Kyoto, since I was on there for a very short trip, I think I was only there for Rabbit Goddess. Okay, no, I have not seen it. I have not seen it. If there's a way for me to preview it, let me know, and then we'll check it after this game. But yeah, I think when I went to Kyoto the first time, I was only there for 3 days. Wait, when you say Kaguya, isn't Miko using Kaguya? Isn't Miko using Kaguya? Isn't that the lewd skin? Oh, that's Kavi. I don't know any of the only character I know is Ichihime. I don't even know who the character I'm using is. All I know is she's probably a VTuber. That's it. She's probably a VTuber, and that's the only thing I know about her. But yeah, I will say though, if you go to Kyoto, 3 days is way too short. I would recommend at least 5 days, and even 5 days is kind of short. But if you don't have a whole lot of time, 4 to 5 days, first time trip to Kyoto, probably not a bad idea. Probably not a bad idea. Just maybe not less than 4 days. 4 days is, you're rushing too much stuff. The city has too much to offer. Way too much to offer, so I don't recommend it. And then I think after that I went to Tokyo for the rest of the trip. How many days was that? 3, 4, 5? So I spent oh no, I don't think I spent that long. Where else did I go? I know I didn't go to Osaka the first time I went there. I didn't even go to Osaka the second time I went to Japan. It was only the 4th time I went to Japan that I even touched Osaka. Which sounds weird for a lot of people because, you know, Osaka does have a lot of good food, and Dotonbori is really famous, especially if you're a Yakuza fan. Crap. That didn't hurt too much though. Miko, you're gonna have to do better than that. What? I'm gonna have to run against the AI? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm gonna have to run against the AI? The AI is not gonna give me what I need. What are you talking about? The AI is not gonna give me what I need. I'm just gonna be wasting 1,000 points for this. Oh, now we're gonna be on a Richi race? Okay. Since the AI is not, can't hear me, AI, do you have a 4-pin? What the heck? I lost the race against the AI? Could I send the skin link here? I'm afraid it's a problem. You can send the link in chat, but YouTube has issues with links. So, what's the best way to do this? Yeah, YouTube will block links, so I don't think I will be able to see it. That's the problem. It's an anti-bot measure. Please understand. And I don't know if there's a way for me to like allow it temporarily. You can try, and I'll probably try to see if I can find it. But let me know that you posted it so I can try to look for it. Otherwise, I can always look for it myself afterwards. I can always look for the skin afterwards. That's not difficult. Yeah, how long did I actually stay the first time? Did it block you? I mean, did it say no? I would have guessed it said no. Yeah, it didn't show it. I guess it didn't show it. Oh well. I'll just look it up afterward after the game's over. No biggie. No biggie. Yeah, like I said, YouTube for bot reasons does not allow that by default, and I don't know how to allow it manually. I know on Twitch you're able to temporarily allow links either through a redeem or something like that, but not on YouTube. Honestly, I don't know if having redeems on YouTube would be a good thing. I know a lot of people like redeems, and you know, it's kind of fun to do, but I feel like it also makes the stream a little bit chaotic. And I don't know how people like their streams. Me personally, I could go without the general chaos that sometimes happens on Twitch. Like, yeah, Twitch is this really loud place, at least for me, I feel like. Wow. Ouch. Yeah, for me, Twitch is like this really loud place that I feel like, and a lot of the overlays do not agree with me. At least I don't agree with a lot of the overlays. It just seems very extra. It just seems very extra, and I feel like it kind of detracts a little bit from what's going on stream. But some people like that, so I don't know. I don't buy into this whole thing that some people say it makes your stream more interactive and such like that. I feel like that's on the streamer itself, not whatever bells and whistles you add to the stream. But that's probably just me. That's probably just me. I will tell you right now, my hand is crap. I think I'm out for this round. I have made a big boo-boo with pawning the 9. Why did I pawn the 9? That was not supposed to happen. And look at that. Look what I discarded. I discarded 3 reds, which is not great. So I am out for this round. Also, whatever lead I had earlier on is gone now. It is actually gone now. The best thing I can... On one hand, I'm glad that this is not a ranked match. On the other hand, I can't believe I'm losing to the AI. I can't believe I'm losing to the AI. It's ridiculous. One of these days, I should just roll for another skin. I should just roll for another skin in Mahjong Soul, because the skins you guys are showing me is just too much. Do you think we'll get another Saki collab? Do you think we'll get another Saki collab? Because I want another Saki collab. I missed out the first couple of times, and I regret it now. But I'm just reminded of how much I spent on this one skin, and it's like, I don't think I want to do that. I spent a ridiculous money just to get one skin. So it's like, should I really? Probably not. I don't get it. I don't get it. A lot of my other friends who played Mahjong Soul before got their skins in like maybe 10 or 20 draws, and I got mine in like 80 or 90. Skin is optional. I mean, skin is optional. I get it, but sometimes it's nice to look at it, you know, as a player playing. And you know, it's just kind of nice to have something nice to look at when you win. I have a rage gamer. I don't think that's very nice to look at. She's also not very interesting skin wise, personally. I don't know why I rolled for that when she was on raid up. And you know, at the end of the day, the Ichihime troll is always superior to any other skin out there, but Ichihime takes a lot to level up her bond, and there's some stuff with her items that I just do not have. I think I have to play more Mahjong Soul to be able to unlock her bond at least, and I am not at that. I am not there. I am not there. But yes, I mean the HA, like, I mean let's be honest, Ichihime Troll will be your best weapon overall. Your best weapon for everything. She's like just not great. Her emotes are not good. If I pick anyone, it'll be probably for the emotes at this point. Also eye candy, but you know, it's just not happening. It's just not happening. Why did I get a gremlin? No, it's not even a gremlin. She's just toxic. She's just toxic. Oh, thank you, finally. I am out of this round. And also not last. Also, I have found Lecat's weakness. Lecat, super OP in 3-player Mahjong. Not so super OP in Battle of Asura. Kind of OP in 4-player Mahjong. But Battle of Asura, not much more so. Much more so. Also, I think there's the last round, so yeah. I think at least you didn't get last. At least you didn't get last, but you might be beaten by Ichihime at this rate. I do have a feeling that's probably gonna happen. So your best bet is just to get in, or that. No, I was gonna say get in a Tenpai, but winning is also optional. I'm surprised Ichihime hasn't died yet. The AI Ichihime, anyway. 6,000? How is that 6,000? I don't understand the point system in here because you had 600, but it's only worth 6,000. How's that? How's that work? Ichihime too strong. Yes, she is. Congratulations, Miko. I hope this this helps your morale a little bit. I know you were having a rough week. I was also having a rough week, but congratulations on your first place win for today. Kavi to Yabai. Yes. Look at Kavi though. You see those abs? I mean the booba is nice, but you see those abs? You see that stomach? You see that stomach? Very nice. Yeah, it's been a horrible week for me too. Don't worry about it. Anyway, that's all the games I can do today. I need to get some rest for tomorrow. I'll be having an early stream tomorrow morning. We'll be doing Dyson Sphere program tomorrow. I need to get some progress in the game. I haven't touched it all week. I tried not to. I tried not to, but I'll be doing some Dyson stream in the morning if you would like to if you'd like to drop in on that one. I'll try to do more Zatsudans, more Zatsudan streams, but the only Zatsudans I can do is Mahjong, food, really that, and I have way too much gaming content. As mentioned earlier, I do want to do more videos because I do miss that playing for myself kind of thing, but I also kind of want to recommend some stuff as in video format. We'll see. I have to get through the games I have currently on my plate anyway. We gotta get through Yakuza, gotta get through Dyson Sphere, gotta be able to get through a little bit of Limbus Company too. Yeah, actually, where is the skin? Can I see it through here, or do I have to what do you call it? Do I have to go? Is it on here? Can I see it here? I probably can't see it here, right? Actually, is it in the skin shop, or do I have to go offline? Online. It's not released yet. Okay, so they announced it on the Mahjong Soul Twitter. Let me look that up really quick then. Mahjong Soul. I don't think I have them on notification, but let me see. Mahjong. Oh, here's the official. Okay, it's Hot Springs. I see a Hot Springs outfit for some guy with a bird on his head. I don't know who this guy is, but I'm guessing there's gonna be some really nice eye candy for the ladies. Some ladies anyway. And then there's a Samir and Fuji, but that's not who we're looking for. Who are we looking for? Holy crap, we got a whole onsen theme going on here. What is going on? Ah, here's Kaguya, the reason why it's yabai. Because it is onsen theme. By the way, I have like onsen stories also that I want to talk about, but we're gonna save that conversation for another time. We're gonna save onsen conversations another time. Wow. I mean, it's not. You know what? You know what would make this skin better? Is if it was live 2D. Now, if this was live 2D, that would be super yabai. As an illustration, it's not too bad. I'll be perfectly honest. It's not too bad as an illustration. She's got towel on. She's got like convenient sensor hair on her breasts. It's just nice to look at. I want to see her emotes though. She has one emote that they showed. It looks okay. It's a nice rage emote, but I want to see the rest of her emotes. Also looks like there's a new girl in town. Ayane. Ayane seems okay. She seems okay. I'm curious about the onsen story. Is it really naked together there? Yes. It's a bath. Yes, you have to be naked. Yes, you have to be naked in front of other people. Long story short, for now, that I will say, if it's a mixed bath, which it doesn't exist very often, mixed baths I think are more common in the onsens in northern Japan. In the mixed baths, it's mixed gender baths. Let's be clear about that. However, I do not recommend going into one unless you are very brave. And unless you don't mind seeing a bunch of old people. There's the catch. There is the catch. A lot of old people like to go to onsen. And unless you don't mind seeing naked old people of both genders, don't go into the mixed bath. Go into your own gender bath, please. That's just how it goes. Okay. Now that said, you can't really see anything unless you're actually trying to look for something. I haven't seen anyone's privates while I was in that onsen. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but you know, it's just not. It's just not something I look for, and it's not something I've seen accidentally. The only time I've seen anyone's privates was in the guys' locker room during middle school, because someone was flashing their dong at me for whatever reason while putting their shorts on. Why? Why is that a thing? I was totally disturbed when I first saw that. Not a pleasant memory. You have much better chances of seeing that in a locker room than in an onsen. Just saying, you know, just saying. I will say though, my mom went to me one time with me one time on. Well, she goes to with me on a lot of these trips, but she had to get used to the idea of going to the onsen naked with other people. She wasn't used to that, but once she actually got into the bath, she actually liked it. She liked the water. She actually liked the atmosphere. So it's like, okay, you can get used to it, and there's nothing weird about it. Okay, we're all naked at the end of the day. We're all naked when we go to the showers. And there's nothing weird about it. Okay, no one's gonna judge you except maybe yourself. So don't worry about it if you have to get naked in front of other people. Just be aware, if you go to a mixed bath, you're mostly gonna see old people, because mostly old people go there. It's not a couples thing. Don't do they're doing couples thing. If you are skittish about that kind of thing. If you are skittish about that kind of thing, then you can in some places you can like rent out a private bath for yourself. Or if you have someone else with you, you can do that also. There are also some places that have private baths attached to their room. However, those are also much more expensive than other baths. Like mostly the baths are going to be communal, right? So it's just one giant bath, and people go into it. And if you have a private bath, that's going to be that's always going to be more expensive. Also, the bath is going to be smaller. It's only good for like maybe like one person, two people if you really want to fit two people in there. But it's going to be smaller. It's mostly a personal bath. Yeah, I mean, in general, you can do that if you're skittish in front of people. Just know it's not gonna be like a giant. It's not gonna be like the big experience. I'm not saying it's not the real experience because it's still real, but it's not like the communal experience. There's a little bit of, there's a little bit of that too. But I mean, you're not. It's like when you get into the bath, you're not talking to anyone. You're just gonna be sitting there, relaxing. And you sit there relaxing. If you're in an outdoor onsen, you're looking at the sky. You're looking at the view, the trees. If there's trees around, outdoor onsens are the best. I'm telling you, outdoor onsens are the best. Indoor onsens, if that's the only option you have, is also pretty good too. But if you can find an outdoor one, that's the best. We'll talk about those stuff another time though. I need to figure out a way to work Japan talks, travel kind of things into the streams as a topic by itself at some point. But I feel like it's easier for me to talk about this kind of stuff as a tangent while we're doing other things like Mahjong or doing food reviews, that kind of stuff. Speaking of food reviews, food review on the channel next week. We will be starting earlier than normal. We'll be doing like the same time as we do our game streams. So if you haven't, if you want to keep up with that, make sure to check the channel and click the notification bell whenever that shows up on your subscriptions. And yeah, just keep an eye on that. Other than that, food review next week for sure. Tomorrow I'll be doing Dyson Sphere program, just building, chatting, whatever. Mostly building. If there's anyone to chat with, then I'll chat with them. Otherwise, I'll be probably doing like waxing philosophies and whatnot. We'll see. And then also more Limitless Company because I still need to advance in the story of that one. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the stream, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing if you played with us. And I'll see you all next time. If you're looking for Mahjong, we'll probably do it in 2 weeks again. And yeah, if you have anything you want to share in the comment section after the stream is over, please go ahead and share. Comments are very helpful. And yeah, it's just nice getting comments. Getting comments on streams is very rare, but thank you for coming. Yeah, thank you for coming, everyone, and see you next time. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Bye bye. Oh, I need to drink a shot. I'll drink it afterwards. Bye bye.